Hello, my name is Julie Ella, and this is another episode of the Sit Down Podcast.
Smash
the like button,
smash
the subscribe button.
smash.
Holy shit, that's where you were going
Excellent. Welcome, everybody in-house. Good to see you guys here. Heck yeah. I love it. I love it. And to those of you who are at home, thanks for tuning in again this week.
with that? And welcome, Julie.
Yes,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
having me.
For sure. Thank you for coming to our little town of Bellevue, Saskatchewan here. We welcome you with open arms at Le Capitaine restaurant here. So, for those of you at home, we just had Julie perform some songs for us in the crowd here, and we will be sprinkling those in throughout this episode. So I want to dive right into it here. We actually had the pleasure of meeting you, I think, for the first time at the Capitol Open Stage on a Tuesday night there, and Mark and I saw you performing on stage, and thank you, G. My boy G here is getting famous. You guys, on Tuesdays at the open stage, we have the podcast playing on the TV, like with the sound off or whatever. And there was, last week or 2 weeks ago, there was a group of people in front of the sound, and they were kept pointing at the TV all the time and looking at me and then pointing at the TV. And I was like, oh, they recognize me. But they recognized G from the background of an episode. They're like, I know that guy. It was pretty funny. But yeah. So
Had nothing to do with Joel.
G's getting famous, the chef here. Shout out.
Does he know that?
Yeah, I was texting with him. Yeah. But coming back to it, we saw you performing at Open Stage, and we really enjoyed what you were performing on there. And through talking to you, we found out that you're currently recording your first album.
I am, yes.
So I want to know all about it. I want the whole shebang, the origin story of how you got to where you're at with it right now.
So let's start with how many songs and when did you start writing those?
Okay. So there is 8 songs on the album. And I actually wrote 9 songs, but I cut one of them. So it's going to be an 8-song album. I started writing it about a little less than 2 years ago. So I wrote all the songs in about a year and a half. And so that's maybe I don't know, a song a month-ish.
Okay,
right.
Or 2.
Is this your first album too, or?
This is my first album, not my first batch of songs, but this is the first one that I've ever got to actually record.
Right.
So yeah, I've been writing songs for a long time. Since I was 14 or 15, I've been writing songs. But I pretty much just scrapped everything I'd ever done. Was all right, I'm starting fresh, and this is the product of starting fresh. And yeah, it's gonna be 8 songs, and it's like a folk album.
Okay. Was there anything in particular that actually gave you the inspiration or motivation to be you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm actually gonna go into a studio and get these songs recorded. Was there any triggering moment, that defining moment that set you on that course?
When I finished the first song for it and I played that was the second song that I played tonight. I just kind of had this song and I played it for a few people and they're like, that's really good. You should keep writing. I'm like, okay. And I just kind of did. And I music's always been very, very important to me. So it was kind of after COVID was done, it seemed like a good time to kind of get back into it. I've got a couple of kids, they're older. And I mean, everyone sort of had to start fresh after COVID, right? The music scene, everyone had to kind of come in and start over again a little bit. So it was kind of a nice place to just kind of get back into it.
For sure.
I've always said I do it for myself. I write songs for me, and if other people like them, that's awesome. And as long as I'm taking my music in an upward path, then I'm happy. This is a song that sort of set off writing the album that I've been working on. This is the first song that I wrote for the album, and kind of got me back in a creative mind space, and yeah, the rest just kind of came from there. It's called Permanent Blindside. Your ass smooth as my coffee, yeah. Let's shot of whiskey, and I'll think that I'll never see you again. And I wish that I could see you again. And I wish that I could see you again. Well, I fell through the concrete, I swam through the ocean's deep, and I think that I'll never see you again. Your eyes listless as a wandering soul, there, longing to find home, and I think that I'll never see you again. And I wish that I could see you again. And I wish that I could see you again. Well, I slept through the sunrise, permanent blindside, and I think that I'll never see you again. Your ass smooth as my coffee, yeah. Let's shot of whiskey, and I think that I'll never see you again. And I wish that I could see you again. And I wish that I could see you again. And I wish that I could see you again. And I wish that I could see you again. Thank you.
So are you? Is your family musical? Did you grow up with music? Where did that all start?
I mean, like, there's definitely other musicians in my family. Not like my parents, but I mean, my parents love music. My mom took us to concerts all the time as kids, and
What was the first concert you ever went to?
Oh, this question
oh
again.
my God, I don't know. I might have to ask my mom that question. I'm going to assume before I can remember going to concerts. Like the first thing I remember was like Jazz Fest in like the Bellevue Gardens.
Right.
Like my parents took us to that every year. I remember that always being really special and just like running around and that
So
outdoor
are you
feel.
like born and raised in Saskatoon?
No, I grew up in Outlook, Saskatchewan. So that's
Okay.
like about
okay.
an hour south of Saskatoon along the Saskatchewan River.
Nice. All right. So then when you made that conscious decision to like, I'm going to go in the studio and record this, what was your next step from that? Not counting like I need material, I need to write songs and stuff, but like finding the right studio to sync up with, to work with. How can you walk me through that? How you did your process with that a little bit?
It was a hard process. I wrote, so initially I thought I would do an EP, and I had written about like 6 or so songs that thought I would do on an EP, and I recorded a few demos, and I just started playing wherever people would let me play, and then it took me a little bit, and I kind of like started following different music studios and recording studios. I honestly just started following things online and like watched what they were putting out, and kind of if there was other artists that had sort of similar music styles as me and how their stuff was sort of doing through which studios, and trying to find someone that I liked to work with, but that would understand my sound and keep the integrity of my songs. Like, I mean, I wrote all the lyrics to all my songs myself. I wrote all the guitar parts myself. Like, there's not a second person coming in and doing my guitar and stuff for it. It's all me. Yep. So I didn't want to like lose that integrity, right, in a production studio where things would get changed around. So it took me a little while to pick. And by the time I decided to go with Matt Stinn at Rainy Day, I'd already written like a few more songs, and I'm like, oh, these are really good. I actually think this is the title track for my album, which I actually wrote after I had decided to go in and record it.
Record it. Nice.
It was like one of the last songs that I wrote for it, and I'm like, no, this has to be on here. Like, this makes the most sense overall theme for everything. So yeah, it was kind of a bit of a windy process, and I just kind of sat on my songs and played them live for quite a while, and got bugged probably once a month by someone random at this open stage or that. Like, you should come record with me. I'm like, okay, I'll think about it. And
yeah. So what was it about Matt that attracted you to record at Rainy Day? We know Matt. He's a great guy.
Like,
it was really I can answer for you on this. It was the episode of the Sit Down podcast that she saw when we were at Rainy Day recording. So. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, it was that. Honestly, I just looked at some of the other stuff he'd done, and it sounded really true to what they sounded like live.
Right.
Nice.
Because I'd seen a few other sort of acoustic artists that he'd done, and I'd seen them play live before, and like their sound live was similar quality in the recording, and I wanted that to be sustained, right? Like, I didn't want my vocal to sound different from like if you came to see me sing like in a little room like this as on the recording. And same with like my guitar playing. Like, I play like very finger picky like guitar, and I didn't want to like lose that quality. Right. So it took me a little bit to pick someone that I thought would like get that.
Yeah. Very cool.
Shout out to Matt.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah.
He is. Can you give me like can you give me an example of like a day in the studio? Like, when you're going there, is it just like, oh, I've only got 1 hour in the studio, or do you get it for the whole day? And is it just one song you're doing in that day, or can you get multiples down?
Yeah. Okay. So we're kind of recording it as a like whole album unit. So we've tackled it as like every song gets the same part done at once. So I went in and recorded like all sort of the rough tracks and vocals and that whatnot, and then I went in and re-recorded all the guitar, but like on all 8 tracks.
Right.
And then I went in and recorded all the vocals for all 8 tracks, and then we built a percussion section. Like, we did drums for all tracks and bass, and there's some Hammond organ and some Wurlitzer piano on there. So right now we're in the stage where like I have all the rough mixes that sound pretty much like the songs, but it's missing kind of like the finishing details and some like lead guitar and some other little things.
Mm-hmm. Heck yeah.
So who are the other artists on the album? Because I don't know if you drum, but
No, I don't drum. I mean, I drum a tiny bit, but no.
But not on the album, right?
No, not on the album.
You drum in the shower kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, okay, so I play all the guitar so far. I am bringing in some other people to do some lead guitar because it's a little outside my wheelhouse. I thought that I could do all the bass lines, but I had to teach myself bass in 2 weeks, so I didn't actually accomplish that. I did learn some bass and start a few bass lines, but Matt did the bass lines with some guidance from me, and the percussion is a combination of Matt, and I brought in my friend Dawson Wayne. He plays with Little Darkness.
Yep.
But he also drums.
Love that guy.
He came in and did some of the session drumming just recently for that as well.
Amazing.
And then Matt plays Hammond organ for me and Wurlitzer.
Holy smokes. So, okay, so like you said, they just need a little bit of finishing touches on them before. Do you have...
Yeah, so next coming in is mandolin. And right now I have a mandolin player that's really great. I'm sending him some tracks. He's going to send me some stuff back. And then I have a steel string resonator guitar player coming in. And then hopefully like a little bit of like electric guitar, just lead to like finish a few things off.
That's freaking exciting, man.
Yes. Oh, and harmonica solo is coming too.
Harmonica too?
Yeah.
You don't play that?
No, I don't play harmonica. But I have a friend that plays harmonica good, so he's going to do that.
So the songs that you performed here tonight for us, are those three, like the 3 songs in this episode, are they going to be on this album?
Yeah, they'll
that
be
you're
on
releasing?
the album, but they'll be like a full band version.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
A little summer love song that I wrote for my kids, actually, about, I don't know, picture yourself on like a nice early morning, like dewy summer day when you don't have anything to do, but just enjoy it. And it's called Painted Butterflies. Dewdrops, my darlings, in the crisp morning air. Eyes full of wonder, gentle smiles everywhere. Enchanted by petals and soft woven webs. Starlight is fading, the sun shines up ahead. Painted butterflies wanna be behind your eyes. Oh, sweet darlings, oh, sweet darlings, stay young. Tiptoe through daisies linked in a chain. Swell to the beat as the earth calls your name. Whisper to roses, make a snapdragon's tame. Cuddling close at the end of the day. audience. So nice.
So yeah, the question about having all these other artists contributing and like helping in the recording aspect of it, how would you take that on the road? Like if you're touring and playing other shows, because like I've seen you, like I said, at the Capitol with your guitar and stuff and doing the acoustic thing. But I mean, if you got drums in there and harmonica and all that kind of stuff, do you have any type of plan?
Because you can't have
going into
Matt
that?
in your band play everything at the same time.
No. Okay, so the way we set it up was sort of like at its core, it's an acoustic album, right? So when we do the mixes, the acoustic guitar and my vocals will be set higher than everything else. So at its core, it's an acoustic album. But we sort of put it together so I could play by myself and it would sound true to the record. I could bring other players with me and it would sound true to the record. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm sort of setting it up so I could play with like one or two people backing me, or if I wanted to like put together a
the
full
whole
band,
shebang.
I could.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the plan, because I know like my music is great for like a little coffee shop or something.
Yeah.
But like it would be great to play full band places as well. So.
Hell yeah, good on you, man.
So I tried to set it up so I can kind of have some flexibility.
That's pretty smart.
I think that is a very wise decision for sure. And not only are you a very talented musician, but I just found out tonight that you're also the host of an open stage in Saskatoon too.
Did you see your eyes? Like,
No!
What else am I good at? What?
For one night. Just for one night.
So I have always been curious if there is another open stage in the Saskatoon area, and I'll be honest with you, like the Capitol is my go-to place. Like that's my home away from home. I don't really I'll go to Amigos every now and again, Coors Event Center.
He actually slept in the green room.
Well, it was like
Yeah, you did.
He walked in and my eyes were closed, but I wasn't sleeping. So,
Sure.
But yeah, yeah, exactly.
No, but yeah, my friend Brooke, she hosts an open mic a different night of the week than you guys on Thursdays at Winston's.
Winston's.
So she did let me host it one night, which was really fun for me. And yeah, that's kind of another place I play.
Very
for
cool.
fun.
And that's on Thursday nights?
Yeah, Thursday nights at Winston's downtown.
And then there's Bud's has an open stage too.
Isn't that more of a jam on like a Sunday afternoon or
they
something?
have a Sunday night acoustic jam there.
Okay.
But they also have an open stage, and that's on Mondays.
Really?
Sunday night and Saturday afternoon.
I see absolutely zero promotions about any of that ever. Tonight's the first night I know about this.
I've seen.
Have you?
Yep.
Next time you see one, send it to me.
You're not on social media, I guess.
I get. All right. Okay. I'm not on Facebook. I'll tell you that right now, or TikTok.
Actually, it was a TikTok video.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I wouldn't know.
Shocked about his competition right now.
Well, yeah.
We're not the only one.
We're not the only ones out there, I guess.
It's a good thing. It builds up
it
the
definitely
music
is.
community. There's lots of players.
100%. I want to go check it out too. I gotta scope out the competition and see how they're doing. That's my intent there.
It's not competition if it brings up.
Would you ever be open to guest hosting at the Capitol on a Tuesday night?
Absolutely. That would be super fun.
Freaking rights. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I love doing that kind of stuff.
Heck yeah.
This coming Tuesday.
Yeah. All right.
Perfect.
Just hand it over to you. All right, we're done with it.
So how are you going to promote your album?
Yeah. What's the
strategy?
release strategy for that when it's all completed?
If there is a strategy.
If you're willing to
like
share.
I never know what I'm doing. Let's premise all of this with I don't know what I'm doing.
Sounds like us.
Yeah.
But my thinking to start with is to drop like a debut single and then kind of work from there. Like I've been trying to build up my social media in the last like year or so and just play around the city and get to know people and put my name out there. And I think that's the best you can do. Go on podcasts with you guys.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I've just been playing and I run some social media and some different platforms for my stuff, and I haven't actually put very much like full song stuff out yet because I'm kind of waiting. I'm just trying to do the slow build up and hope that once some stuff comes out that'll help sort of push it forward a little bit.
For sure.
Yeah, so you don't have a tour planned or something where you
No,
bar hop?
not yet. Hopefully an album release show is
Right.
where I'll start with.
Yeah.
Right on.
But
Gotta
I'd
start
love
somewhere.
to do some music festivals hopefully next year.
Yep.
Once I have the recordings out, I think I'll just start sending them around.
Right.
Hopefully
And like the grant
someone-
applications and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff, right? Are
Yeah.
you like a member of Sask Music or anything, any organization like that? CCMAs or SCMAs or anything?
Hopefully, like that's kind of in my plan, like probably more like Sask Music and hopefully
Right.
do some grant writing for some marketing stuff and
Yeah, I think that's definitely a good
Yeah.
a good thing to have in your back pocket.
I think I'm just kind of taking it one step at a
Yeah.
time and hoping to push it in the right
There's
direction.
a lot
right?
to do.
There's a lot to
There's
do.
lots
Yeah.
to do. It's crazy. You gotta sign up for the X, Y, and Z, and then some. It's crazy. Yeah. And it's a lot of it's more of the contact.
Yeah.
Right. I find in the way that we're doing it, anyways, it's not a what you know, who you know. I think is
And it
goes a long way.
It seems like you hear a lot of different things from different people. So it
Yeah.
all depends on who you're partnering with, and that'll guide you on the right direction. I mean,
I'd contradict you a little bit on there. Like it's
course you would.
there is my thoughts on it is yes, there's a lot of things to do, and everybody does the same things,
but
in different orders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as long
that's-
as all the boxes are checked by like the release date, you're gonna be just fine because all the boxes are checked. But there's no specific on this has to be done first, and then this, and then this. Like you can freaking
But what I was going for is like someone tells you, "Oh, have you signed up for this?" And you're like, no." And then you sign up and, "Oh, did you try this?" No. So you talk to different people, and then eventually you'll have a big puzzle that is all falling together. But
yeah, and where to begin and all that kind of
exactly.
stuff. Is there? So I guess another question I would have for you with the release of this album that you're working on, like just to ask you, like bluntly, like what is your end goal? Like what's the goal, the dream, the aspiration? Like is it to be like that worldwide rock star or country star, like, or is
Folk
it
star.
I just want to have something tangible and say that I've done this? Like what's the goal?
Honestly, I think somewhere in the middle, right? I think I just want to share my music with people. I would like people to listen to it, and if it takes me somewhere, that's great. But like at its core, I make it for me, and
Right.
I'm gonna be happy with whatever success I can bring out of it. I'm gonna keep writing songs. Like I've already started writing songs for like the
Hell
next
yeah.
one.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of, I try and just like go sort of put all my short-term things together and just see where it can take me, honestly. If it takes me far, great. If
If it takes you to Bellevue, Saskatchewan
me
on a
here,
Thursday night.
perfect.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I love it.
Goals.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I want to wish you all the best of luck in it. But yeah, no, I want you to know that we're in your corner with this. If there's anything that we can do to help or with guidance or whatever the case may be, just please hit us up. This is an open door policy for you. You are now a friend of the herd.
Perfect.
So I would love to have you back on the show, and we can talk
so
like
much.
when you're further in it or when it's being released.
Yep.
Please come back and fill us in. And if you don't mind just telling the people who are watching at home and the crowd here, like if they want to look you up on social media or anything, where can we find you for the time being?
So I have Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and it's all under Julie Ella Music.
Ella.
Yeah, he gets the umbrella reference.
You bet. I love it. Thank you so much. So yeah, be sure to, I'm like looking over here, but my camera's over here. Yeah, be sure to give her a follow. You guys will have the links in the description of this video, and give a thumbs up if you're liking the songs that she performed here in this episode too.
Thank you for
Great
coming
job.
to Bellevue.
All right, thanks so much for having me. It was so good talking to you guys, and thanks for setting up for me to play here. It's
Heck
been really
yeah.
nice.
That was fun.
The night's not done yet,
No.
but this episode is.
Yeah.
So thanks, you guys. We'll
Thanks
see you
so
guys
much.
next week.
All right.
This one is called For My Wildflower. I actually wrote this song for my daughter's for her 9th birthday this year. It's not about wildflowers. It is about the personality trait of a wildflower. Anyway, so I wrote this for her birthday. Played it for her birthday the day before St. Paddy's Day, and I had a St. Paddy's Day gig that she could sneak into, so my parents brought her, and we played it for her with my band, and she was like very excited. Had the whole pub sang her happy birthday afterwards. So anyway, this song's for my daughter. I say look in mine, and baby take my hand, weaving line by line through the tall grass. And it seems like yesterday that you were just a babe, curled around my waist, and now we're finding a way back home. Just finding a way back home. Finding a way back home, back where the wildflowers roam, swaying the row, just finding a way back home, just finding a way back home, back where the wildflowers roam, swaying the row, just swaying the row, Darling, some days are like the rain, where you can find your way. Remember, my sweet babe, I'm just a lullaby away. And baby, take my hand and let your wishes dance. And no matter what the path, we're all just finding a way back home, just finding a way back home, just finding a way back home, back where the wildflowers roam, swaying and roll on roll. I'll just finding a way back home, just finding a way back home, back where the wildflowers roam, swaying and roll on roll, swaying and roll on roll. Swaying around, just swaying around, swaying around.
Thank you.